Hello, Dusters. This is Fernando Gutierrez from Dust Core team. As many of you may know, I've been coordinating some marketing projects we have going on, mostly with Ogilvy and Meyer, one of the biggest advertising agencies in the world. And I want to give you a quick update on the status of the projects, and we'll probably make this usual happening. I'm thinking about doing a video to update you on the status of marketing projects around once a month. If you believe that's not the right frequency, or you prefer to see other kind of stuff in the content, just please let me know in the comments, and I can be open to anything, because after these projects we'll have many more, and it's important that you are informed. They're going to be a relevant amount of money, so you need to know about it. The ones that are already funded, as I said, come from Ogilvy proposal a few months ago. In that one we paid for branding project and an advertising project. In that one we were only paying for the framework and a couple small tests to start with, but we've decided to expand those tests much more, and that's why we are asking for more money. You probably are coming to this video through the link in the proposal. So I will be touching on those two projects, but I'm going to start with advertising because we are requesting more money, and you need to know why. First, a couple things about advertising. We can't compete with the global brands. I'm sorry. I know we all love that and think we are huge now, but truth is, even crypto can't compete with traditional global brands' advertising budget. Just to give you an example, data is not always fully reliable, but the magnitudes are okay. If we use the Chase Bank advertising budget for the US, and we compare that to using 10% of the available budget for marketing, which is a standard percentage for the financial industry, we would need that at around $1/3 of $1 million to be able to reach that budget that Chase has, just for the US and for a pretty mature and easy to communicate product like is banking. If we use all budget and fired everyone and did nothing else, then we could do that with $34,000. Obviously, you get the message. We can do what other people do. We need to be smarter, and we're going to be smarter. So that's okay. We have our tools, and we have an amazing product and a vision. We are all in a mission, and I'm sure we will succeed. But what I wanted to give those numbers because sometimes people talk about doing this campaign or this other, but there's no money to do really things in a cohesive way like they do sometimes. We need to act differently. Having said that, we are doing advertising, and we are going to be spending significant amount of money, and I'm asking for more money right now because we have budgeted for tests for around 50,000 euros, and the campaign we're going to be launching probably is going to be costing 325,000 euros. I say we can spend that much, but we're going to be spending. So this campaign, how is that going to work, and who's going to see it? How we've prepared. First, we're going to be using Facebook. Why Facebook? Some people hate Facebook. It's not so friendly for crypto. So we're doing that because, well, Facebook is huge. Everyone is on Facebook, even people who deny that on Facebook, and those who aren't, well, that's okay. We can't reach everyone right now. But Facebook as an advertising platform is great because it gives you a lot of granularity and a lot of information about what's happening. And we are focusing, we are doing advertising so we can learn, because the idea is that when we learn about our messages, audiences, channels, what works, what doesn't work, how much does it cost, then we can improve our communication, which work in a more organic way. It's not a paid communication, so we can be more efficient. So advertising is both a way to get a few users, increase our brand awareness, everything, but also is a tool to polish and to adapt our messages so we can be more successful in our adoption mission. So in Facebook, we are not doing it globally either because we want to test and we want to see how it works, and we don't want to spend millions. So we are going to be working in advertising in the UK, Spain, and Venezuela. We've chosen English and Spanish-speaking countries because we've been working in this project with the Ogilvy office in Madrid, and we want the languages that everyone is comfortable with in the team. So we didn't have to rely on translators. Around 70 to 75% of the budget in reality is for the UK because it's a more mature market, it's more expensive, the audiences are bigger, so most of the budget is for the UK. There's like something like 20 something for Spain, and Venezuela is very small because it's a virgin market. There are very few competitors, so advertising is much cheaper. And the selection of these countries is because we didn't want to go to the US, which is super expensive. It's huge and it requires a lot of budget. So we decided UK instead. Then we did Spain because we know very well in the team, and then Venezuela because we wanted to test in a distressed country where that plays a completely different role, and we want to see how that goes. And we see, for example, it's super cheap, so maybe it's more efficient to advertise in those markets. We need to test all that kind of hypothesis. So in these countries, what we're going to be doing is doing videos, images, text, links, all kind of stuff in Facebook. And we'll be targeting 3 different groups. One is the well-informed in crypto. Facebook characterizes everyone through a lot of concepts and ideas about what you do in Facebook. They know a lot about you. So if in the well-informed in crypto group, it's people who regularly click or click Coin Telegraph or CoinDesk articles, like the post about crypto, like crypto pages. So to all those ones, we're going to be advertising. We are not discriminating more. That's a group that it's obviously very interesting for us, so we are going for all of them. And then 2 more groups, the early adopters. And for those, we put some more criteria to filter down a little. And also what we call investors, not because we want them to invest in us, but it's people who are interested in financial markets, who read the Financial Times or the Wall Street Journal, that kind of publication. So they also could be interested in this. And for them, we also put some other filters, so we don't advertise to everyone. And then we're going to be launching messages. The messages are going to be very varied. Sometimes we will deviate a little from the usual messages you see from Dash. If you are in one of these countries and you see an ad that it's a bit different, and don't worry about it, it's under control. We need to test what works and what not, and we are gonna be experimenting what kind of words resonate better with our audience, what kind of language, what kind of tone, what kind of images, and it's all done in a very, very controlled way, and we are measuring everything, so we can adapt and improve, and I think that should be good. In the case of going back a little, we're going to be measuring before the campaign. We're going to be measuring brand awareness of that, because in some market research we've done connected to the branding project I'll talk later about, we've seen that brand awareness for that is low. So we're going to be measuring it before and after the campaigns. Facebook has a great tool for that, but we will only be using it in Spain and the UK, because there are some minimum audiences and budget that you need to spend to be able to use that tool. In the UK, we do it easily. In Spain, we are gonna be relaxing a bit more the filters for the audiences, because it was too small and then we could not use this tool. And in Venezuela, we won't be able to use it because they don't have it available there. They closed their operation in Venezuela, and it's a very a much smaller operation, and we don't have that tool available, but we'll compare. Also in Venezuela, the audience we've selected is a bit younger, because we've seen that the interest there is in population that is a bit younger than in other places. This gives us audiences in the 2 to 3 millions in the UK, around half of that in Spain, and around half of that in Venezuela. and they are going to be seeing ads. We've increased, we had prepared a more controlled experiment with just a couple of expositions per week per user. We're increasing that a lot, 5-6 impacts per week. So we're going to really be pounding people with the message and see how they react. And we'll also do other users where we impact less, and then we compare how it worked and that kind of thing. The idea is to put a lot of energy into data analysis. Because this is a learning exercise, and that's why we are requesting more money. We want more impacts, a bigger audience, and be able to learn more about that, and then we can move to other channels, to other countries, other kind of messages. The idea is to do a lot, but again, we are not going to be competing with the big guys because they're just too big. We need to be smarter, and that's why we need to plan, experiment, measure everything, and that's what we are doing. So please vote. Hopefully yes. If you don't agree, that's also okay. Then vote no and let us know, because we are here. Everyone is in the same boat, and we need to all be agreeing to this kind of stuff. And then branding, that some people are asking, because that's something we all want to see. And I'll give you a quick update. We had in-person meetings with Ogilvy. They came to London to this conference, and that was really good. Then we've been working on the branding territory we want to explore with that. There are many values we want to associate with our brand. So which one do we choose? How do we prioritize? That's been done. We've chosen a tagline that summarizes everything. I think everyone will like it a lot. And that intellectual part is already done. Then we move from that to visual identity, which is the part that everyone is like, what are we going to have? So Ogilvy prepared many proposals. They narrowed down to 2. We discussed with the team. There are like 2 different lines of work, and we more or less have decided on one of them. But before going forward, we are testing again. In the beginning of the project, we did some market research with several hundred interviews around the world in different countries in Europe, the US, North America, and Asia. And that gave us a lot of information about what people valued, what not, what they knew about us, what they didn't. And that was the basis for all that intellectual branding exercise I explained before. And now we are going to be testing again to those same audiences, but this time the different lines we've been working on, and including what we already have, because maybe in the end they didn't work, and what we need to do is a deep restyling of our current logo. We'll see. We're going to be testing everything before making the final decision. This is not, everything can't be decided with data, but it can help a lot. So with those results, we'll be moving forward. That market research is happening at the moment. We should have the results probably by the end of the month, end of January. And then in February, we should be finishing. You may not see the branding as soon as February, because then we need to work on how we transition. That needs to be done fast. It doesn't make any sense to have 2 brands coexisting at the same time. That only creates confusion in a market that is already crowded. So we need to do it fast and in a very efficient way. So we'll have to plan something, and then we'll be executing. That will happen sometime after that, probably March, April, we'll see, because we also want to do several things in the website. We'll probably do everything at the same time. Something like that should be what we will do. And I think that's all for today. Have a good week, whenever you see this. Have fun, be happy, keep dashing. I'm out.